Hello out there and good morning traders. It's March 21st, 2024, and welcome to the Apteros Daily Market Insight. So just before I dive into any recaps or anything like that, there's going to be no official DMI for today, no levels really, mainly because the ES has made a large move to the upside and we are kind of out in open space, as we call it in the Nadra community. There really aren't any edges for us to lean into today with any good trade ideas. So our analysis really is just, going to become a lot more clear whenever we talk about what happened yesterday and our DMI from yesterday. So let's start with our recap, and that'll kind of lean into why there's no DMI for today. Okay, so diving into what was going on yesterday, we had a clear line in the sand. It was neutral in nature, mainly because we had multiple biases kind of setting up in the same area. So there was no way to say it was bullish or bearish. But our plan essentially was to let price be our kind of bullish or bearish indicator, right? As long as we were above it, we were looking at bullishness. As long as we were below it, we were looking at bearishness. So scenario 1 was bullish above, scenario 2 was bearish below. And this is pretty much the case with any line in the sand that we create, right? It doesn't matter if it's a bullish line in the sand, a bearish line in the sand, or a neutral line in the sand. Line in the sand for Nadro analysis means that this area is important to multiple time frames, and if it changes, the risk reward landscape is favorable on either side of the market. So a line in the sand is a fairly important thing for us in our analysis. Now, taking a look at what was going on yesterday, like I said, we had this main neutral line in the sand, and we pretty much held above it for the remainder of the session, right? Open kind of started right in here, goes up, get a little bit of bullishness, kind of a pullback, a grindy pullback, heading into FOMC stuff. And with that fundamental catalyst at our back, we start to see this market really release. And the minutes came out, and of course, we head up into our first target, pushing a little bit, pulling back, and just continuing to blast from there, going all the way up into our stretch target overnight, and hitting our final destination there as we head from the close into the overnight session and so forth. So one of the reasons why we don't have a DMI today is because this stretch target really was a higher time frame kind of overall place for this market to reach out to beyond, all-time highs and things like that. So this puts us in terms of price way out in open space, as we call it in the Nadra community, right? There's really no edge for us out here, and we have to wait for a trade setup to occur that makes sense with the price location that we're at. And that's the best way I can describe it, publicly is that's just what's happening. We've made such a bullish move, and yes, our time frames are bullish in nature because of where we are located, but we're so far beyond where trade setups for us in analysis kind of occurs, lines in the sand would occur, that there's really no benefit for us to be trading way out there. So that's kind of the official, stance on the Nadro analysis for today. Our game plan from yesterday played out, incredibly well. And today we have to kind of just wait for things to reset up in this market. And that kind of happens with the nature of how we analyze markets, right? Sometimes a market just completes an idea that we've been tracking for a week or two, and no new ideas are kind of setting up that day. So we have to put that market aside and go trade somewhere else. And that's kind of our game plan for today. So no ES DMI for today. Trade well out there.